Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.
Hey folks, welcome back to Trucking and Politics. So I was looking over this and it seems like Pam Transportation is having a little bit of a difficult situation to navigate through. Today, March 12th, 2024, they have entered their eighth day of a massive sell-off of their stock. The stock chart, I'll put it up here. Their stock chart is showing their value has decreased 60% in value in just the last year alone. They are just on a downward spiral on their stocks. Their valuation is just a massive decline. And I was looking into this, trying to figure out what was going on with Pam Transportation. Their insider trading is very low. They've only had 2 inside trade deals, which if you follow stocks and follow metrics of companies, usually whenever a company is booming and doing very well, you will have a lot of insider trading, buying and selling both, employees and corporate executives buying into the stock to prop the stock up as it goes up in value, selling the stock to pull money and profits out of the stock from earlier buys when the stock was low. Pam has only had 2 major buys and sells from insiders, and the buys and the sells have equaled out to exactly the same amount of money, almost to the penny. You had one buy for, I think, $135 million, one sell for $135 million. So basically it zeroed out. It was, in my opinion, a weak attempt at showing some type of insider trading propaganda into the stock. It looks like Pam Transportation is having some major difficulties. So I looked into what was going on with Pam, and I found a few things that were slightly disturbing, and I wanted to bring the information to you. As some of you know, Pam Transportation is a large trucking company out of Arkansas, around the Springdale, Arkansas area. It seems like back in 2022, a lawsuit was brought against Pam by the employees of the company. They were suing Pam for unpaid overtime and that Pam had made improper deductions out of their payroll. The settlement for the lawsuit ended up being what is reported as $4.75 million. Now, how this money will be distributed amongst the employees, I don't know. I don't know if it ever will get back to the employees, if it will go through an appeals court and be dismissed. I don't know that much about the lawsuit. Haven't really looked into it, but the negative effects of the lawsuit obviously is hitting Pam hard. Maybe they're having issues bringing on new employees, new truck drivers to the company. Maybe investors are leaving Pam due to a negative effect that the company has shown. I'm not real sure what's going on, but I do know they are having a massive, massive downward spiral that they are going into here. Also, the volume of their stock, that is something else. You can look at the volume line here at the bottom of the stock. I will put it up. You can see over the last year, the last 2 years, the volume has been just completely decimated with the stock. There's not really any investors buying into the stock, and that's never a good sign. That's never a good sign. When investors start leaving a company, they start abandoning the company. That's where a lot of the company's capital comes from, is investors into their stock. They are trying to sell the company to investors. When investors leave, they are just back to a trucking company that has to get out here just like all the rest of us and try to scratch out a living. With Biden's disastrous economy that we are in, that's not good. That's not good. So, being a stockholder of Pam Transportation now, in an investor mindset, is this company is going down in flames. Let's bail. Let's take our money and go invest it into something more profitable. With this lawsuit, in combination with that, they're probably having trouble retaining employees because of the bad notation that older drivers have gotten from Pam, being basically screwed out of their money. New drivers coming on are looking at this and talking amongst themselves and saying, well, Pam may not be that great of a company. Look how they treat their employees. So all around, this is just a big, huge black cloud hanging over the skies of Pam Transportation. In this settlement, according to a brief filed by the Western States District Court of the Western District of Arkansas earlier this month, outlining the settlement in this class action lawsuit, Pam agreed to pay the money to truckers for claims incurred between January 1, 2020, July 31, 2022. So little around a 1.5 year period there. 2.5 year period, sorry. If you were employed by Pam Transportation during that time frame, January 1, 2020 till July 31, 2022, you might be getting some type of letter in the mail that you are entitled to some portion of this settlement. Like I said, how it will be distributed, I don't know. If it even will be paid out. Large companies like this have huge fleets of legal teams that they work with, and they, of course, will try to pull this down to being paid out very, very low payments, or stretch it out for years before the payments will even come out. So it looks like the damage is already done. So just beware. I'll give you this information. I'm not a news channel here at Trucking and Politics. I don't bring you breaking news that will affect your sensitivity level. We'll put it that way. I always call it fear mongering. I don't look at things that way. I look at the bigger overall picture of stuff. I don't buy into hype of things. It's just when I see something happening and that it affects my fellow truck drivers, I want to bring it to your attention. I want to be real. I want to be honest. I want to not try to transpose anything here, do any type of emotional distress for anyone. It's just the way I see it, so I bring it to you like that. Like I said, with Pam, just a recap, their investors are leaving, their stock is down, insider trading is very low. They are settling a lawsuit out for almost $5 million. I have seen ads for Pam just everywhere. You open a computer page up and you will see an ad for Pam. It is like they are desperate, in desperate need of truck drivers. My opinion is, and this doesn't just go with Pam, this goes with any trucking company out here. If you would treat your employees like they are decent human beings and pay them a fair wage and quit trying to gouge the truck driver, driver retention would not be an issue. Would you have those profits if it wasn't for the truck drivers working for you? You need to think about that. So when you're rubbing it in their face about your lavish lifestyle and they're stuck out on the road humping it, trying to make a living for you, when they're barely making a living themselves, what does that tell them? What does that leave with them? It leaves a bad impression, a bad taste in their mouth. I think this is what's going on with Pam Transportation. Pam is just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting into their employees and building up their company. I think it's very sad the way that truck drivers are treated nowadays. I really think that we have came a long way from back in the day of the height of trucking till now, to where it's company profit first. Above all, it's company profit first. These mega carriers, I have said on this channel repeatedly over and over and over again, these mega carrier companies care nothing about you whatsoever. Absolutely nothing about you. You're just another body in the seat of truck number so-and-so. That's all you are. That's all you mean to them. So whenever that happens, this is the result. All I can say, folks, be careful who you choose to work for. Be careful who you go put your time and effort and interest into. Research, do your research, plan it out, make a good move, and together we can make trucking better again. Thank you.